Hey everybody, this week's video is going to be a little different than the others. For the past week, I have been extremely busy with learning and reading and absorbing a lot of new information. I've felt kind of off the last couple weeks, mainly because I feel like I'm teaching you all such wonderful things about growing your e-commerce business, but those things almost feel to me very surface. And so I've been observing a lot in the last couple weeks, and I've been reading posts, and I've been reading comments to posts in all the different groups. I've been watching a lot of different behaviors and dynamics among people in our groups, and of course I do research daily. It's part of my job. It's part of my commitment to you, is to always bring you current and accurate and trending information. So I do that daily, but I started to notice this pattern or trend in the groups that really kind of put those that are successful with their businesses above, I don't even know if I'd say above, but apart from those that are continuously struggling. So I started doing a lot of reading and reflection, and I realized that because for me it's so important to bring you all up. It's not just up in sales, but just up in general. I mean, I'm called the Joyful Entrepreneur because it means more to me to have a positive lifestyle and a happy lifestyle, a joyous lifestyle. I'm not just an everyday e-commerce business coach. There's lots of them out there, and they're wonderful, wonderful people, and they teach good things. So yes, of course, I want to teach you how to grow your business online and to take your business to the next level. But I feel almost a responsibility to you to also teach you ways to improve your life in general. And I feel that my success was not, and we talked about this a little bit in the vision board video I did at the beginning of the year. I feel that much of my success, sorry, I didn't turn my notifications off. I feel that most of my success is not because of what I sold or having a background in sales or really knowing how to make my copy yummy and all of those things. Those are the 5 pillars of e-commerce, and I teach them, and they're very important. They're very, very important. But I really believe that my true success has come from all the years that I've studied and read and practiced positive thinking, affirmations, manifestation, being kind to others, not being judgmental. I think those intangible things probably added to my success more than the 5 pillars of e-commerce that I teach so often. So, you know, for me, I don't want to let you down in any way. And so I've seen some people that are really applying the 5 pillars of e-commerce, and they're doing well, they're doing better, but they're still lacking in some areas. And then I see others that they're just not, they're not really putting in the work at all. They're doing what a lot of coaches call hope marketing or hope selling, and that is where, you know, they're just hoping that the sales will come in and hoping that their lives will change and waiting and wishing upon that star for the next big thing. And I know from experience, and I know from what I've read, that doesn't usually work. So I would like to talk today, and I know that those 2 posts that I made in Flourish the last couple days, they were kind of deep and raw, but I think that it's important for us as a group, as people, as individuals, as members of society even, to look within ourselves sometimes. Stop pointing the finger at every other thing out there, whether it's your family or your circumstance or your upbringing or your environment, or your illness or your disability, and to look within and ask yourself, what are you worth? What do you deserve? So these are very important questions that I'm glad that I was able to ask. And I am so grateful to all of you for really not scrolling past. I mean, some of the responses were amazing. And to see that reflection that you are all doing and asking yourself. I got another huge amount of responses sent to me via PM. So that was impactful for me. That was for me to see that just asking those questions made such a difference in the group. Only strengthens the belief now that I need to teach more than just the surface e-commerce stuff. You can have all of the instructions to grow your business online, which we provide. We spend a lot of time talking about SEO and product photography and marketing and social media and pricing and copy, and that's what we do, and that's amazing, and it will help you grow your business. It will take your business to the next level. It's helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of members. But I want you to be successful. And with that success, I want you to be happy. And I want you to feel balanced. So I think that we, from time to time, should really talk a lot about mindset. We should talk about how we're feeling. We should talk about balance. We should talk about knowledge. So those are things that I would like to talk about in this video. So if it seems kind of weird or different because I'm not really recapping the week, I mean, I'll add a little bit of that in. I'm going to be looking at some notes that I took this week. I'm going to be looking at my calendar. So I just really want to connect with you guys without seeming too weird or creepy because I care about you. And I guess just these last couple of weeks and all the stuff that I've been learning and reading, I keep thinking about you. I keep thinking about my members, specific people sometimes just the group in general. And I feel like I'm at a place where most of you listen to me, you read my posts and you watch my videos. So I feel that a responsibility to help give a well-rounded approach to having a successful business and not just the surface things. So here we go. You're going to be kind of with me on this journey of craziness. So I just want to kind of talk about some things. I see members often, more often than not, post that they're not happy with the results that they're seeing in their businesses. And I'm not going to say complain because I don't mean this in a negative way. I don't mean, oh, so-and-so is complaining again. That's not at all what I mean. I've been there. I still am there. There are days when I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't moving quick enough for me, or this isn't whatever it is. So that's the human condition. We tend to be hardwired to complain and to point out what's not going right in our life. So we see it and we talk about it so much more than we see and talk about the good things in our life. You usually see that in reviews. It's not as common for someone to be really happy with something they receive to go leave you a review. They don't think about it. They're happy with their purchase and they move on. Whereas those that have not had such a good experience, they tend to, where can I leave a review? Where can I complain about this? So I think it's normal. But when I see people express that, I want to ask them, what have you done to make a difference? So what have you done to not have this kind of outcome? And a lot of times when I talk to people and my clients in coaching sessions or in private messages, I ask them, well, what did you do? What did you do to get here? And what result are you seeing that you're not happy with? What kind of outcome, what work did you do to get that kind of outcome? And most of the responses are, well, nothing really. I just, I loaded this, I put this up here, and it's just not working. Well, what's not working? So it comes down to knowledge, education, reading, absorbing, whatever it is, experimenting. The difference in the pattern and that ingredient I was talking about in my post from the successful businesses, and I don't just mean the 100Kers. I mean people that are overall successful in their business and in life. I hardly ever see them complain. Hardly ever. It's if there's a problem in their life, in their job, they, instead of reaching out and saying, oh, I give up, I want to quit, this isn't working, they're usually not posting because they're working on solving whatever problem it is that has come up in their business or their life. So please don't take this the wrong way. If you're one of those members that get on and say, nothing's working, I haven't seen a sale since November, I'm not singling you out. It may seem that I am. I'm not. I have done the same thing. So I'm right there with you guys. Everybody has. Even these successful people have at some point in their life. I would rather see you take that, whatever it is that you're feeling, and really use that as a good piece of information. So this is not working. This outcome or whatever it is that's happening in my life, in my business right now, something's broken. I am going to now become a detective and I'm going to figure out why it's broken. And I'm going to put in the work. So in Flourish, of course, we offer a ton of information. We have it in files, we have SEO, we have copy, we have photography, we have all kinds of stuff, target market information, videos by me. We're starting an inspirational file. So sometimes we just feel down. Sometimes it's the time of the month for us women. Men, you're kind of lucky, although you have to deal with us during that time. Sometimes we're just down and we just need to be motivated, or we feel like we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes you just need to recognize, hey, I am in a funk. Not an uptown funk. I'm in a funk. I'm in a dip. I'm in a valley. And you just got to hold on and put one foot in front of the other until you can get out of that dip. But the best thing you can do when you're struggling is to gain information, to get knowledge, to read, to study, to research. Figure it out. Don't do the woe is me. Don't have that pity party. If you do, have it for a little teeny tiny bit. Okay? I'm seeing this in our groups now that we have so many people. I'm seeing a real difference between those that do and make things happen and then those that wait and wish and watch and wonder why things are happening or why things are happening to them instead of them taking responsibility for themselves and making what they want happen. So once you gain all of this knowledge, you need to then have a strategy. You need to have a plan. Well, I want to have this many sales, or I want to be on this many sites, or I want to have my own website, or I want to do craft shows, or I want to be in a magazine, or I want to be on the Today Show, or whatever it is that you want for your business. You need to have a plan. You have to have a strategy. Now, this doesn't have to, we've talked about this. We talked about this at the beginning of the year. I don't mean that you need to have all these goals and they need to be, well organized, and it's good to have an idea of where you're going, but you need to have a strategy. So today in the club, somebody, and I'm sorry, I think Jamie, I'd have to get to the club, made a post, and she said that the post that I had made about asking if you deserve your business and be a successful business, said that it really kicked her in the butt because she has been in a funk and she doesn't know what's going on, and she is overwhelmed by the information, and the unknown is unknown, but she's going to do something about it. She is going to start somewhere. She doesn't feel that there is a really good starting point, so she's just picking one. She could blame me. She could say, Sarah, you know what? I do deserve my business, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm in Flourish, and I just feel that you're not organizing your program well enough, so I don't really know where to start. And I mean, I would like to get started, but since you're not really holding my hand and pointing the way, then I just guess I will wait until you tell me to do that. Not that anybody has done that. I'm just giving you an example. She read that post, she internalized it, and she said, you know what? I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm going to do something. I am going to do something. I am going to start somewhere. I'm going to start with SEO. And I'm not going to look at pictures. I am not going to read copy. I'm not going to research anyone else's shop. I'm not doing anything, but I am going to focus on SEO. And I promise you, we should check in with this member as soon as I figure out her name. We should check in with this member in a couple months, and I guarantee you she will be successful in some way, shape, or form because of that decision. Because she has decided, I'm not going to point fingers. I am not going to place blame. I'm going to take responsibility for my business. I may not know the answers, but I'm going to learn them. I'm going to gain knowledge, and I have a strategy. My strategy is I am going to learn SEO. So then what is the next step? It's execution. All right. She's then going to take action. I don't know what she's doing right now as I'm recording this video. It could have been that she made a post and she was just trying to, I don't know. But I'm betting probably she's already downloaded all our SEO information. I'm betting she's probably watching our SEO videos. She's taking action. So that might be a teeny tiny little step, but that's okay. Sometimes, and I get this a lot from members, they feel like, and the reason why I run into this stuff is because we're creatives. We're not necessarily business people. We're not necessarily salespeople. We're creatives. We're artists. We're poets. We're painters. We're craftsmen and craftswomen. We're not necessarily business people, so it's overwhelming. It's a lot of information that you have to learn that your brain necessarily doesn't understand. And even though the information is out there, you feel like I don't really know where to get started because it's so overwhelming. And so we say in the group a lot, how do you eat an elephant? Hopefully you wouldn't eat an elephant. But if you had to eat an elephant, how would you eat it? You would eat it one bite at a time. So I really think that you guys have to breathe and believe in yourself and kind of get the noise out of your head and get some knowledge, make a strategy, and execute that strategy to get started and putting your plan in place to become successful. Now, this is not something that you're going to do all at once. This is something that's going to take, you're going to have to think about it. How is it going to apply to you and your situation? What areas are you struggling with right now? What areas, and I ask this in all of my coaching sessions, the members that have had coaching sessions with me will tell you, I always ask, what areas are you uncomfortable with? What areas right now are blocks for you? What areas do you struggle with the most? Because those are the areas you need to give attention to. So, when you see that and you get into that kind of mode, you end up taking responsibility for your business. You end up taking responsibility for yourself, and that's when change is made. So, 80% of businesses, they fail. They tend to fail within the first 2 years, and that's usually because they're executing before the first 2 steps, before they're gaining knowledge, before they're forming a strategy. And with creatives, this happens a lot because we already know how to create. So we already have that part down. Like, to us, that's the executing. Well, we have to make this to sell it. So we make it, right? But you don't know if it's going to sell. Have you done market research? Do you know your target markets? Do you know how many clients I have that we talk about branding, and we talk about product lines, and we talk about keywords, and they don't know who their target market is. So you're putting the cart before the horse, as my dad would say. You have to have that knowledge. Who's your target market before you can form a strategy and execute it to be successful. I don't want you to be that 80%. And it's my job as your business coach. It's my job as your mentor. It's my job as whatever I am to you, your friend, to teach you the right way and to show you that there is a way that you can do this, and you can start from right where you are. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on courses, and you don't need to spend, money on getting any kind of degree or anything. You just need to start right where you are with all that you have right now. And you can take it to that next level. And I'll help you. We all will. You need to invest in yourself. I want you to look through your bank statements today, or take some time and think about yourself. The other day it was, what was it? What holiday was it? Valentine's? I think it was Valentine's Day. And I was running around at the last minute. I'm a big last minute person. I'm a big procrastinator. It's an issue I have. I work on it. And I was in the store at the last minute. I think it was the night before Valentine's Day. And I was buying some gifts for my children and my husband. I was getting him some cologne or something. And I ended up getting myself deodorant. I was at the drugstore and I was getting like something really cute, like these bears for my children, and this nice bottle of cologne for my husband. And I had some chocolates or something. And then this was for everybody else, right? And then I had a thing of deodorant, of Secret deodorant. That's what I use, by the way, deodorant. And I kind of chuckled to myself that, and not because it was Valentine's Day, because of course you don't normally buy yourself something for Valentine's Day, but it was just funny that I knew on Valentine's Day, and this is nothing against my husband, he's a man. He's just, not very romantic in that way. He'll probably kill me if he sees this video. But I just knew that, I love taking care of everybody else. I love taking care of my family. I love taking care of my friends. I love doing things for people. I very rarely do things for myself. I think that's common for women in general, but even more so, I think, with creatives. And it made me wonder, how much do I invest in myself? Caitlin Kelly, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, so I might get in trouble for it, but she messages us. We have our admin group that we talk, and she gets massages every once in a while. And I think, oh my gosh, how amazing would that be to go and get a massage? I make enough money to have a massage. If I want to go get a massage, I should go get a massage. But I feel weird about it. Like, well, no, I don't really need a massage. I do. Let me tell you, I sit all day. I need a massage. I got all kinds of problems that need to be worked out. But just even thinking about treating myself to a massage. I work. My husband does not work. I mean, he does in the house and he takes care of the kids. So believe me, he works. But I bring in the money. I should be able to go have a massage, but it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Why is that? We don't invest in ourselves, and that is who we should be investing in. We should be investing in ourselves. And I don't mean just pleasurable things like getting a massage or getting your nails done or something like that, but also your brain, your knowledge. You're a business owner. All of you are. And I know that Flourish is an investment, so you've already taken that kind of step. And many of you have had critiques and coaching sessions, and that's wonderful. That shows me, that tells me that you are investing in your business. You're investing in yourself. But what about your mind? So in that post, I asked, do you deserve to have success? Do you deserve it? Are you worthy of it? And so many of you couldn't even say the word deserve. So many of you had to automatically kind of like shy away from that word. And that's kind of how I felt about the massage. I don't need a massage, you know, I can spend that money elsewhere or whatever. All of you have made this step to join Flourish and to get more information. How many of you have an illness or a disability? Many of you do. How many of you also have children? How many of you are juggling another job, your children, and your illness, and your handmade business? I bet a lot of you. You are worthy of it. You don't think of it as that. You don't want to think of yourself as worthy, because that's being cocky or that's being entitled. That's not true. It's absolutely not true. Let me read to you. Deserve. Deserve, as a verb, to be worthy of. To be worthy of. That's what deserve means. I am at the Merriam-Webster dictionary website. Isn't that the end-all be-all? Deserve, verb. It's a verb. To be worthy of. I asked all of you, are you worthy of success? Have you done the work? There was a quote, and I read it. Let's see if I can find it. It stuck with me. I took notes. This person said, should undeserving people be rewarded? And then he said, the world isn't crazy enough to reward undeserving people. And he used an example about being fit. He said, do you deserve to be fit if you're eating fast food all day, every day, McDonald's all the time? He said, you want to lose 100 pounds? Do you deserve to lose 100 pounds? Do you know how many grams of sugar you should eat every day? Do you know how many grams of protein you should eat every day? If you say no, you don't know, then you don't deserve to lose 100 pounds because you don't know enough. You can't just hope that you lose 100 pounds. You can't just hope that you're fit while you eat fast food. And you can't just hope to grow your business if you don't know anything about it. You need to know your business. You don't need to just know your craft. You don't need to just know how to crochet. You don't need to just know how to heat press. You don't need to know how to paint a portrait. It's one thing to be an artist. It's one thing to be a creative. It's a whole nother thing to want to sell it and make money and be successful. So you have to know that then has to be your craft. That then has to fulfill you. Not just your art, not just your craft, not just your hobby, but learning how to market it, learning how to promote it, learning how to grow. Some of it's not fun. I mean, there's things that I don't like to do. Y'all know my aversion to spreadsheets. But I do have to work at it when I have to work at it. And I can't say that I'm going to be a successful business person if I refuse to look at a spreadsheet. Do you deserve it? Are you worthy of it? If you're putting in this work, research, whatever it is, energy, then yes, I think that you deserve it, that you're worthy of it. If you're not, that doesn't mean you can't become worthy of it. That doesn't mean that you can't become successful. It means that you have to make a decision, and you have to make that decision today or soon and say, this is a hobby for me, and I would like to make a little bit of extra money on the side, but that's all it is, and I'm perfectly fine with that being all it is. Then fine. Then that is your version of success. But if there's others of you that say, I can't pay the rent, I can't pay the electric, I don't have, I don't have a car, I can't do this, my children need this, then you need, if you're saying, I want my business to be a 6-figure business, I want my business to pay the rent, I want my business to blow up, I want to be in Martha Stewart magazine, whatever it is, then you have to be worth it. And that means that you have to take that time and invest in yourself, invest in your business, read a lot, reach out to mentors, coaches, people that are where you want to be, and connect with them, grab on to them, listen to them. Today I talked a lot about, let me get back to me here. Today I talked a lot about surrounding yourself with positive people, with good people, with influential people. That's so important. It's very difficult for you to grow in a negative environment. So if you know that there are toxic people in your life, if you know that there are people that, and you know what, they could be your family members. And you could say, well, I can't cut off my family members. Sure you can. I don't mean permanently. I don't mean like I'm disowning all of you. I mean like focus on you and your children and your work, and don't answer the phone if your sister-in-law who likes to do nothing but gossip and talk about drama for 2 hours a day every day. Don't answer the phone. Unfollow people on Facebook and social media that constantly stir up drama, that use expletives often, that share horrible videos and bad news. Unfollow them, hide them, whatever it is that you need to do.